Alrighty. Welcome back. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. I know there are a few. How's everybody today? Hopefully, you're doing okay for this 11 o'clock class here. We'll wait a couple minutes here for people to come on in. Hey, how are you? I hope you're well. Good morning. How are you? Alex, hopefully you're doing well. Living the dream. There you go. I can respect that. I can totally respect the hustle. There you go. All right. We'll wait just another minute here, and then we'll go ahead and get started here. All right. I think that'll be okay. All right. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started here for today. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Thursday. Yeah, I got pretty wrecked today. I'm not gonna lie. I got destroyed today, so I'm a little bit of a sad panda. That was in the morning though, before I started my first class. But yeah, I got totally destroyed. I think um yeah, I think I lost like I want to say I lost like oh man, I want to say I lost like 13. I lost like 13,000, I think, today. It's a total bloodbath out there. So, but then I just, yeah, it's okay though. I mean, it happens. It was money that I already made, so I'm still up for the year, so I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, but it's a complete wash out there, so I'll let the market do. I'll let the market do whatever it want to do right now. So it's pretty rough, but that's okay. That's okay. Remember, that's why I do. That's why I do this. I'm not going to rely necessarily on the stock market to keep me going forever. I like teaching anyway, much better than I do like dealing with the stock market every day. Hopefully. Um, okay. In any case, let's go ahead and get started here for today. Last time we went over multiplication. All right, we went over kind of like the last parts of multiplication. And we looked at the crossout method from last time, and today I kind of want to look at an example of an application of, we didn't get a chance to look at an application of multiplication, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go into division here today. We'll do some examples for that as well. So that's as far as I got in the first class, so I want to keep you guys at the same pace. But we may see an extra example or two because we have maybe a little bit more time. All right, so in any case, though, let's go ahead and take a look here at an example of an application problem here. So we're going to look at this one right here. All right. So if we want to find out the total cost of the following items, for example, we have 64 tires priced at $139 each. So exactly how can we figure that out? What should I do? This is still section 1.4, by the way. So what should we do here in this problem? All right, 139 times 64. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and put that down here on our sheet. So we have 139 times 64. So let's go over how we did, again, multiplication last time. So again, let's put in 4. We do 4 times, we go, not 4 times 1. What am I doing? We do, hey, what is this? Wait. All right. So we're going to do 4 times 9. All right. So what's 4 times 9 here? Again, just as a reminder here, put a little reminder here in the chat. All right. If you need to, you can get out a multiplication table. Again, I would like you to go ahead and memorize that table as best as possible, but if you need to use it as a nice little reference sheet, then please go ahead and take out the multiplication table. You could just Google that and then just take an image, and then it'll have like a little image of the multiplication table there. So just to let you know how that will work out. Okay, so the correct answer here is yes, 36. So we're going to carry the 3 here. So we're going to do 4 times 3 plus 3. All right. And what do we get out of that? 4 times 3 plus 3 is? All right. Good beans. Got 15. All right. Very good. So we're going to put the 5 here. Going to put the 1 here. We got 4 times 1 plus 1. And what do we get here? 5. All right. Good stuff. All right. So remember what we did here. After we got this 5, we did the cross out method here. So we put a little cross here. Okay. And here we do, again, now that we're done with the 4, we move on to the 6. All right. So let's go with the 6 here. 6 times 9. 6 times 9. Let's do it. $54 is correct. Very good. Get rid of these 3 and 1 here. All right, so we have the 5 up here instead. So we got 6 times 3 plus 5. So 6 times 3 plus 5, what's that going to be? 23. You guys are on point today. Nice. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and carry the 2 here. So we get 6 times 1 plus 2. So we get 8. Okay, good. So here we're going to put 8, just like so. Now let's add it together. Let's see what we get. So we get $88.96 here, $8,896 as our final answer for buying all of these tires. Any questions about that? No. He still says no. Okay, that's fair. All right. So that's the last example I kind of wanted to show off here from section 1.4. So I want to go ahead and move into section 1.5 now. And today we're going to be talking about division of whole numbers. Okay. So let's talk about the overall aspect of division of whole numbers, and let's see exactly what we're working with here. First of all, we want to be able to write division problems in 3 ways. So how exactly do we do that? Well, let's take a look. All right. So to write division here, there's different ways to write division. All right. The first way here, and I'll put this on the paint little screen guy here. All right. So one of the most common ways to put in division is to go ahead and say 18 divided by 3. So just like it says there on the handout in section 1.5, we could just put 18 divided by 3 here, and then that would be one representation of what division is. Now we know the answer is 6 or whatever, but the thing is, that being said, we're just looking at ways to write out the division problem. Another way to write out the division problem is if you go ahead and put the 18 on the inside and the 3 on the outside. So just like so. Okay. And then the last way would be like kind of like a fraction. I know we don't like fractions, but again, you could put 18 over 3, and then this also would be a division problem. Okay. So these are the 3 ways we can typically see all division problems in some form or fashion. All right. So I may write this again, one of these 3 ways. Again, it's just a way to kind of clarify, be like, oh, okay, we're just doing division for that particular operation. All right. So having said that, go ahead and where are we here? There we are. All right. So let's talk about parts of division here. The parts of division, the 18 and the 3 respectively. So here we have a dividend, a divisor, and a quotient. So the dividend would be up here. This would be the dividend. Divisor is what we're dividing by. And then whatever your answer is going to be the quotient, okay? So if we have 18 divided by 3 here equals 6, then the 18 is the dividend, that's what we're dividing. 3 is divisor, that's what we're dividing by, and 6 is the quotient, the answer to the problem. Long division is the next section, actually. And we'll be doing a little bit of long division here today. So yeah, there is section 1.5 is doing long division. Section 1.6, sorry, is doing long division. So we will definitely get to that. We'll be doing it a slightly different method, but yeah. Are there any questions about that? No. Okay. The divisor. So the divisor is the number you are dividing by. Okay. So whatever number that you're dividing by, that's going to be the divisor. All right. So it's like saying, all right, if I have 18 items, then I'm splitting it, 3 ways. Well, that would be my divisor, the 3 ways. Any other questions? No problem. I'm here to help. Okay. All right. Haha, no. Mo. Sounds like a mo. I would help when work calls me. Fair enough, Sybil. Engineering at its finest. All right. Very good. Okay. So, let's talk about a few more things. Mo sounds like one of those. Mo sounds like, you know what Mo sounds like? Mo sounds like when if you're like, oh man, it's like what a anime girl would say in the middle of like a series. That's what it sounds like. Today is my birthday. Oh, I see. Well, happy birthday, Alexandra. Happy birthday. How old are you today? I don't even. I barely promote my birthday. My birthday is not very. My birthday is not very important. I'm an old fart. So, but happy birthday to you, Alexandra. I'm very happy. I hope you have a. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, though. Your brother's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your brother as well. 18. All right. Nice. Welcome to semi-adulthood. I only say semi-adulthood because, yeah, we got the weird thing going on here. So you can vote at 18, but you can't drink until you're 21. Okay. All right. So it's not my birthday. My birthday is September 20th, but this is not my day today. Our day today here is for Alexandra and Jacob's brother. So we'll say happy birthday to them. This their day today. They get to enjoy it the way they want. Stop. It's not there yet. It's 17 days away. Okay. Um, after that, I'll be older. Unfortunately, we're doing division right now, so I can after this class I after this class I'll be more than happy to help you with a little bit of calculus. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the next properties of division here. All right. So let's talk about the properties of zero. Okay, so that's the next thing I want to talk about here. So the properties of division here are going to be important. One of the most important things, confusing things I should say, is the properties of zero. So let's say we take a number, all right, and we divide that by zero. So just like a number over zero, or a number divided by zero, or if you see something like this, you have zero on the outside and the number here on the inside. If you take anything divided by zero, the answer here is undefined, okay? So the answer here is undefined. All right. However, if you flip it around and you have 0 divided by that number, or again a 0 with the division sign in the middle, or the number on the outside with 0 here, that is not 0, then the answer here is 0. Okay, so there's a distinction between the two. Okay, a very big distinction between the two. All right, so let's go over a couple of examples here. Okay. So we have 12 divided by 0. What is 12 divided by 0? Let's look at our... Okay, I see some zeros, see an undefined. Take a look at our properties here once again. Look at our properties there. This is why I asked this question here. Take a look carefully. That's correct. The answer to this is undefined. Okay, take a look at what we have here. Look at the format of the problem here. The format of the problem says 12 divided by 0. So we have some number here and we divide it by 0. This is going to be undefined. You cannot make the assumption that when you divide by 0, it'll always be 0. That's not how it works. That's why I put the difference between both of those properties there, because it happens to be one of the most confusing parts of probably division here is that. So that's why I wanted to point that out there and be like, no, 12 divided by 0 is actually undefined, all right, and not 0. Now, if I did this, let's say I did 0 divided by 12. All right, what's 0 divided by 12? Yes, it does change depending on the way you write it. That's right, Carissa. The answer does indeed change. That's why I've written both of these properties here for 0. It is not the same. So we have 0 divided by 12. That I agree. That I agree. 0 divided by 12 is indeed 0. Okay, that part is true. Now, let's put down one more example here. Welcome, Flashy. I hope you learned something today. So we have 0 divided by 0. What's 0 divided by 0? What do you guys think? 0 divided by 0. I agree, it's one of two answers. But which one? Okay. See a couple answers. We have 3 answers here. Okay, undefined, undefined. Can't divide by 0, brother. Yes. Well, we don't say no solution, actually. We say We are actually going to say undefined here. So that's correct here. We're actually going to say undefined. It's an undefined solution. Yeah, I know it's I know it's very particular, but there is a difference between undefined and no solution. Would it be wrong if we said 0? Yes. Because 0 is an actual number, okay? 0 is an actual number. Undefined is not 0. There is a difference between the two. Undefined is a solution? I guess technically that's true. I guess technically that's true. It's just not a defined solution, I suppose. Semantics wise, I think you'd be correct there, Flashy. Yeah, so 0 and undefined are two separate things. They are not the same thing. Any other questions before I move forward? No? Okay. None from you? Okay. Good stuff. Real questions, Flashy. Real questions. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the property of 1. All right. That's another property I would like to talk about here really quick. So property of 1 is fairly easy. Again, if you take that number divided by 1, take that number, okay, whichever way it's written, you just get the same answer back of what you put in. All right, so you have 5 divided by 1, which is 5. Simple enough. 8 divided by 1, which is 8. All right, if you divide a number by itself, that's also 1. All right, that's another property there. That's not too hard to figure out. It's actually pretty simple there in that regard. Okay, so by itself, it's not very difficult to figure that out, but again, just putting down a simple property there, much easier than properties of 0 where things can be confusing. Okay, now that we have that, let's go ahead and talk about doing a little bit of long division here. Okay, so long/short division, whatever you want to call it here. Okay, so we're going to just start off with something basic here. We're going to do 24 divided by 2. All right, so you see this is 24, the big number here on the inside, 2, the small number here on the outside. All right, we're just going to figure out how to solve for this particular problem. Now, the answer itself is not hard, okay? That's not really the point of the problem. So the point of the problem is to go over the steps on how to figure out what 24 divided by 2 is. Okay, so do understand it's just like, okay, you kind of know what the answer is. You already have that expectation, but how exactly do we get to that final result? Well, that's pretty important too. Okay, so remember 24 divided by 2 is the same as 24 divided by 2 with the division sign here, right? Or again, the 2 goes on the outside. That's your divisor, and your dividend here being 24 here on the inside. All right, so let's take a look at the steps here on how to actually divide. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do there. All right, so let's look at step 1. Step 1 says to figure out how many times the divisor goes into the first number. So how many times does the divisor go into the first number? So what's that going to be? That'll be 1, right? So if again, this one's pretty easy, but if you're not sure, again, you can go ahead and reference the multiplication table. This will be more apparent for like, larger numbers than, of course, 2. 2's pretty super easy. But if you're dealing with larger numbers like, 11 or whatever, then multiplication table may help for, again, we'll be using like the calculator with even larger numbers like say 117 or whatever, with things like that are really big. It can be a big pain in the butt. So I do recognize that there. All right. So we multiply and put the result underneath the number and subtract. So we do 2 times 1, that's the second step here, and subtract. All right. So if we subtract here, we get 0, 2 minus 2, and we bring the next number down. And we just repeat this process here from step 1 and keep repeating until we're done. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, okay? And here we get 4, we subtract, and we get 0 left over. Now, I was asked about this here in my last class, so I'm going to actually just acknowledge this as well. If you'd like to check your answer, this one here is, of course, fairly simple, okay? But this one here is very simple. But at the end of the day, how would you check your answer here? In this particular instance, we take what we got here, and we take 12 times 2, and that's 4, and that's 224, so that checks out. You always want to end with 0, right? You're not always going to have that happen in every single case. So understand that, with division, you're not going to necessarily get nice, clean numbers all the time. We'll see that with remainders here in this section, and we'll also see that with, say, decimals and stuff. We try and end it off at 0, but some division is never going to be, some division's never going to be clean. So that's just the way it is sometimes with numbers. So don't got a choice, but, got to be realistic at the same time. Oh, that's cool. No worries. Never forget a remainder, or never forget that friend who always takes like the last slice of pizza and leaves you like that little piece left over, and then you just don't want to eat it because your friend touched it already. Yeah, just always remember about that and know that there's always a remainder. I don't know if anybody's got a friend like that, but I'm pretty sure that everybody's got one. So just pointing that out there. All right, let's try another one. Yeah, All right, let's try this one. All right, we're going to do 215 divided by 3. Let's go ahead and do that one here. Okay. Okay. Everybody's got that friend. That friend. Can't tell you, man. All right. All right, let's look at 215 divided by 3. Okay? So first and foremost here, if we're going to go through the steps here, we're going to figure out how many times does 3, let's start off with 2, how many times does 3 go into 2? How many times does 3 go into 2? Okay, very good. The answer is indeed 0, or none. Absolutely correct. So 3 doesn't go into 2, so I put this little note here. It says if it doesn't, in this case it's 0, then we're going to use the next number over and then put it together. So we're going to go ahead and draft in the next number here of 1, and we're just going to look at 21 here instead. So we're going to look at 21. All right, I'll just kind of circle it for this problem here. So we're going to look at 21 and then figure out how many times 3 goes into 21. So how many times does 3 go into 21? What's the maximum number of times 3 goes into 21? Good. That's right. So the answer here is 7. So now we do 7 times 3. And 7 times 3 is? Okay, so that's 21 straight up. I agree. So we're going to have 0 here. And we'll bring down the 5. I don't really have a fax machine there, Flashy. Though if you can describe the question to me, I'll be happy to help. Yeah, I apologize. I'm kind of limited here. 3 goes into 5 how many times? What's the maximum number of times 3 goes into 5? All right, 1, right? So the maximum number of times that 3 goes into 5 is 1. So we do 3 times 1, which is 3. So I'll just put this down here. All right. So I had a question last class about that, about how we find that next number there. Again, 1 is the maximum number of times 3 goes into 5. So here we get 2. You get a remainder of 2. Oh. Let's see, hopefully fixes itself there. Is it better now? Should have unfroze. Just want to be sure. Can you guys see me now? Yeah. If you want to just reset your quality, just hit the little gear icon, and then you can reset your quality back. There you go. All right. So as I was saying here, before we were interrupted by the stream for some reason, we have 5, we have minus 3, and that becomes 2. Okay? So 5 minus 3, 2, and that's going to be our remainder here. All right, so here we have 71 remainder 2. Yeah. any questions about that real quick? I'll do a check for this as well, so I'll show that off. None so far? Okay. Now let me show you the check for this, okay? So if you want to check your answer here, what we would do is we would do 71 times 3. So basically to do the check, you would do it in 2 steps. You do 71 times 3 first, so you get 3. 3 times 7 is 21. But then since we have a remainder of 2, we're going to add the remainder here at the end. So then this is where we get 215 here as a result. Okay? And that's how we can get our final answer for that. Any questions about that? Oh, we frozen again? Oh dear. Okay. Oh, give me a second. Give me a second, it's lagging on my end, so